Good evening, Vinyl community. Hi, I hope you're all doing really well. I'm back for another video. Um, just come back from my holiday in Wales yesterday, so all refreshed. Managed to survive the ordeal in the forest in Wales. But it was a very nice few days. It was a bit of a nightmare on the Monday. There was a fatal crash, sadly, on the M6, and me and my wife and my son were held up in traffic for about 5 hours, which meant that instead of leaving at about 11 o'clock and getting there about half 12, because it's only just over the Shropshire border, we didn't end up getting there till about 7 o'clock in the evening. So that wasn't too much fun, but the rest of the holiday was great. So yeah, and just glad, obviously, with the COVID thing and everything, to manage to have got a holiday in anyway, because obviously a lot of holidays are being cancelled still, and people have missed out on them. So yeah, that was great. Did stop off in Shrewsbury on the way back. Uh, and Obviously Shrewsbury in a market town, I figured there might be some record shops, and in fact there were some record shops, which I was told about in a music shop that I went into, but unfortunately my wife had a bite on her leg that had got infected, and she was struggling to walk, so that was cut short, and so I didn't end up getting anything. So we came back, and fortunately without any delay, and she went to the doctors and got some antibiotics and so on, which was quite an interesting experience, because you can't just ring the doctors now and they get an appointment. They want to obviously triage you and make sure that it's something that's non-urgent, but obviously I took a picture of her leg, and then you have to submit that in a questionnaire. But it was sort of twice the size of her other leg, so they were worried there might be a DVT there. So yeah, it was a bit worrying, but she got some antibiotics, and that's all sorted out. So anyway, yeah, I've been to my record shop today, SJ as usual in Stratford, and yeah, I've picked up a bunch of records with some money that I had left from my holiday. And Yeah, there's some a grail in there, or not necessarily a grail, but albums I've been looking for a while. Some records that have been on my want list that I've just never got around to buying. Yeah, and a guilty pleasure. So yeah, let's get into this. So okay, so first one, these are in no order of preference or anything like that. These are just as they're going to come off. So the first one is this is an album I've been looking for a while, and it's just eluded me. This is Roberta Flack's first album, First Take. Yeah, I've you always see kind of Killing Me Softly and the greatest hits, and so on, but this one has just eluded me. Even at record fairs, I've really struggled to find this. So, but yeah, I mean, this has obviously got the classic "First Time Ever I Saw Your Face," Ewan McCall song, and this is on. I think this is a first pressing. It's '69. It's on the Atlantic label. It's that kind of turquoise and orange variant. As usually you see the green one. So yeah, but there's a bit of a seam split there. But yeah, the album seems in really good condition. Yeah, I was Ben was kind enough to give me that as a freebie. So very pleased to pick that one up. Okay, next one's a little bit of a guilty pleasure, and it was it's sort of, yeah. I mean, I've seen this a couple of times in the shops, but never got round to getting it. This was a single that my sister always used to play lots when I was a kid, and it's sort of a bit of nostalgia. Got no idea what the rest of the album's like. I've never heard it, but this is Mr. Big from 1977. As you can see from the hype sticker, has the hit song Romeo. Yeah, and I've just always loved that song. I mean, it's stupidly romantic, but just a great pop song. And I don't know, I've just always liked the song. So as I say, I've never heard the album, got no idea what it's like, don't even know whether they did a follow-up or whatever. 1977, I think this came out, so it's got the lyrics there. This is not to be confused with the metal band that came out later, that were also called Mr. Big. This is the 70s Mr. Big. So, yeah, on that EMI 1970s classic orange red label. Yeah, and that was another freebie. So, yeah, really pleased to get both of those for nothing. Yeah. Okay. So next one needs no introduction. I've loved this band for years. Me and my friend used to play their songs on the guitar. Some of the earliest songs I ever learnt on the guitar. And this is a modern repro of this album, and this is the Andy Warhol, Velvet Underground and Nico first Velvet Underground album. They've reissued it with this kind of like the reproduction of the peeled banana, but this is like a kind of window sticker one, I think, and obviously you need probably a little bit of condensation or something to hold that on. But yeah, I think on the originals they used to peel and then kind of disintegrate, so you were just left with the pink banana underneath. But yeah, great to have this. I'm sure you've all seen this and probably have it anyway. So, but it's on that reproduction of the blue, on the Blue Verve label. It's the gatefold. So yeah, I mean, this is just fantastic. Sunday morning, Waiting for the Man, Femme Fatale, Venus in Furs, All Tomorrow's Parties, which is probably one of my favourites. Yeah, the ones that Nico sings. I'll Be Your Mirror, fantastic. There She Goes Again. Yeah, just an absolute classic, and probably my favourite Velvet Underground album. So this one and the third one probably. So yeah, pleased to get that one and add that one finally to the collection. Next one, I always collect everything I ever see, or anything I ever see of this artist. This is Francoise Hardy, and this is her album, 1977 album Star. So this is a little bit later in her career. Yeah, so some Serge Gainsbourg songs on here. A few that she's co-written, including the first track, Star, which is co-written with Janice Ian. So yeah, I mean, Francoise Hardy, great favourite of mine. Always happy to pick up her albums whenever I see them, and yeah, so very pleased to pick that one up. Okay. Next one is one that I know really well, but just never ever had this on vinyl, and I was waiting to pick up a really nice copy, and this is absolutely mint, like it's never been played. This is Eats the Beat, Blondie. So this is their fourth album, I believe, from 1979. Yeah, just love this. All the hits off this: Dreaming, Union City Blue, Atomic. I think Richard McCook showed this the other night, and when I was watching it, I just thought, God, I'd love to pick up a copy of that album. And lo and behold, Ben had it on. So sometimes serendipity works in your favour like that. So yeah, delighted to pick that up. Obviously, the inner there. Um, and this is, I would imagine this is on the Chrysalis label. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so I see this album quite a lot, but very rarely see it in such lovely condition. And it was an absolute steal. I think it was a fiver, so well pleased to pick that up. Okay, and then another one that I was quite familiar with, but again, just never had it in my collection. I've got a lot of McCartney's. This is a copy of McCartney 2. So this is 10 years, obviously from 1980s. It's 10 years since his anonymous debut. But again, I think the way that this was recorded, deliberately kind of lo-fi, just him in his home studio. So and you hear a lot of flack about this album. I really like it. Coming Up's great little quirky pop song. Temporary Secretary, I think, is great. Waterfalls, I love, always love that song. I think that's a fantastic McCartney composition. Yeah, it's a great album. There's the gatefold. I think this is a really nice copy as well. I think this was £6 with the lyrics there. I think this is probably just going to be on the Parlophone label. Yeah, and there we go. So nice to add that to the Macca collection. Okay, couple more. This one I was really pleased to pick up. These last two are both debuts, and this one I've only seen a couple of times, not always for the right price or in the best condition. This is Pentangle's debut, and they're called the Pentangle, as opposed to they've dropped the later on. So, but yeah, I mean, this is obviously Bert Jansch and John Renbourn, superb stuff. Love Pentangle, wonderful folk with a kind of ethereal touch to it. So this is one I was missing from their early catalogue. I think the one I need now is from their early years is Solomon's Seal, 73 album, which I think they changed labels on, and it's quite a hard one to get and sometimes quite expensive. So, but I'm never in a hurry for these albums. I kind of wait for them to turn up, and happy to sort of pick them up as and when they present themselves. So yeah. Very pleased with that one. Okay, and the last one is another debut, and I think I remember my brother had a single off this back in the day, but this is the Eurythmics debut album, In the Garden. I like the Eurythmics, particularly their early albums. And this has the wonderful Never Gonna Cry Again, which I always really liked. So yeah, it's obviously After the Tourists. So we go, on the RCA label. He did point out to me that the label on this side is split. You can probably see that the light is fading, but there you go, the R, sort of, there's a rip in it, but fortunately it hasn't left the dead wax, so that should play okay. So yeah, and again in just superb condition, so really pleased to pick that one up. So that's it, guys. So those are my pickups that I picked up today. So I hope you're all having a good time there. Obviously we've got some hot, warm weather again. Hope you're all getting out and managing to have a good ferret round with vinyl and finding records and so on, and enjoying yourselves. And yeah, obviously have a great weekend, guys, and look forward to doing another video fairly soon. Cheers, all the best. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.